Welcome back to our podcast, Bigfoot, where we rarely ever talk about Bigfoot and mostly talk about video games. Though, I guess sometimes we just talk about stupid shit.
Yeah.
That's probably
They're pretty stupid, so it makes sense to talk about it.
Yeah. Now, do you want to talk about stupid shit right now, or do you want to talk about video games? Where do you want to start, friend? There's a lot of stuff that's gone up in our life. I mean, I'm going to court.
You're going to court.
We
You're
killed
gonna be
a
a
lot
judge.
of zombies. Yeah, you're gonna get judged. I've killed a lot of zombies lately.
Yeah. Let's do something stupid first.
Okay. I'm taking our friend James to court.
Okay.
He disrespected me. You need to understand. So we have a group chat, like all our friends, right?
And there's a democracy in it.
There's a democracy. I'm president of the group chat.
I'm judge, I guess, like supreme judge or something.
Yeah. And I said, "Hi, Nick," into the group chat.
Which was
And
followed
Nick-
by Katie saying hi, Nick. And so
and
I
Nick
did.
only respond with hi.
I said a general hi to everyone. Now you might think, well, shouldn't this beef be between you and AJ?
How could you disrespect me like this? He didn't say hi, AJ back. He didn't call me out specifically.
So you might think that this beef is supposed to be between us. But no. Then everyone else got involved.
Yes.
See, I don't really talk in the group chat. I'm the lurker of the group.
I forget specifically what Gary said to me. I know I said he was mean. I
Yeah.
said, "You're mean."
But when you said
And
you're
then
mean, it
I-
was the Y-O-U-R, not the
I said,
Y-O.
"James, back me up here." Because Gary was insulting me. He was being very mean. So I said, "You're mean," as anyone would. And James,
He corrected the your.
he corrected the disrespect!
There's nothing else. It was just the simple correction.
I had to cry myself to sleep that night.
He did. He hates my... to fill you in where the courthouse is, it's Minecraft.
Yeah,
AJ here hates Minecraft.
We rebuilt a courthouse in
He
Minecraft.
was so spiteful, he spent a whole day building a courthouse to take this man to.
Yeah, because he's going to pay for my therapy bills. Because I have to see a therapist now due to the amount of emotional trauma. So I am going to be suing him for emotional damage. That will be happening later today, where I will be going to a Minecraft courthouse. Which the jury's going to be a whole bunch of villagers.
Really, the only one passing judgment is me.
Yeah.
Which you think is not in your favor, because the man's my best friend.
I have faith that you'll support me on this one.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Question is who's going to be James's lawyer?
I don't know. He could just represent himself. I'm going to have Katie be my lawyer somewhat, but like also have more faith in myself to be able to argue
Than Katie? No offense, Katie.
Have you ever seen Katie try to lie? It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I don't understand how someone could lie so frequently and be so bad at it.
I need to call someone out.
Hey, I love her to death. She's the bestest in the whole world. Never met someone so talented in my whole life. She's the nicest person ever. She's all cutesy and stuff. But no one likes to lie. Not for anything malicious. Actually, the sweetest lies you could be about, because she's like.
She doesn't want to hurt our feelings when we ask her to do something.
Yeah, if you ask her to do something and she doesn't ever want to tell anyone no, because she feels like she'll hurt your feelings and she doesn't want to hurt anyone. So she'll like come up for like excuse of why she can't do something. Except because she's like so bad at lying, you're like, I wish you'd just say no.
I'd rather it, honestly.
Yeah. Because like a lot of times she'll give you an excuse that has like a very reasonable solution as to why she could still do the thing and the excuse not exist. But then she has to come with like a second excuse and it just builds upon itself.
It just becomes a mess.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, take someone to court. Let me just say, I hope this courthouse gets more use than just the one time. Because
I do
I
too.
totally want to be able to go in the courthouse and call for like a trial by combat or something.
Oh yeah, we made a whole rule for trial by combat and everything.
Yeah. Which hopefully James doesn't call for a trial by combat, because I want the first court case to be normal. But yeah.
Something that was supposed to be a joke about us having a democracy in this group chat really is going really far.
Yeah. But trial by combat, we decided that we'd have our group of friends just come up with some video game for us to fight in. And whoever wins gets to win that court case. If someone calls for a trial by combat. Now, Nick's for some reason said that you can't have a champion. Which if you're basing this on medieval laws, that's totally not how that works. We're stupid.
Uh,
Should we explain how
Hold
the
on.
democracy came to be?
Hold on,
you wanna
did
go?
you just say about medieval law?
I probably said the wrong time frame, but like in times where they had trial by combat, everyone was allowed to just like pick a champion, weren't they?
Most likely, yeah.
So why can't we do it in our group?
I just want to see you guys fight.
Fair enough.
Because what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is someone's gonna pick either you, me, or Gary for the fight.
Fair.
And then we're gonna have beef.
You pick someone who's the best at video games, yeah. That is fair, that is fair. Though I'd say I'm pretty bad at like most video games. It's just there's a couple of shooting games I play all the time, therefore people think I'm good at the video games just because I'm good at a couple.
Like, what are we gonna do if someone agrees on Overwatch and then picks Gary as their champion?
Maybe he'll lag out, who knows?
Maybe you'll lag out. Yeah, if you lag out, it's considered a win.
Yeah.
It's considered out of bounds.
Stupid West Virginia internet. Now mama.
That's the capital of West Virginia, by the way, if anyone doesn't know.
Now mama. They believe in Mothman over there.
They do.
Well,
Heavily so.
I think we talked about Mothman last
We
podcast,
did,
right?
we did, yeah. And the bridge and everything.
But let's explain how a democracy came to be amongst our group of friends, how we decide upon a leader. So we are fighting over the name of our group chat. And when
This
I
is
say
after the Great Meme War.
let me just say, you might be like, how much fighting could be realistically over a group chat name? I mean, like, there was people, like, legitimately, like, I will fight you.
Yeah. There was some solid anger in that group.
Yeah, there's people being so spiteful, because, like, we joke about me being spiteful, but, like, people being really, like...
Ours is like a jokeful spite. Some people get really spiteful.
Yeah. Because they're like, I don't like the name you're picking. And so, because we would just change the name of the group chat every now and then. So we had to decide on a president of the group chat that would make laws. So therefore we put it to a vote. And I won. Therefore I'm president and I made Katie vice president. Nick here over here is the judge.
Yeah. I got that like within the past
So
few months.
every couple of weeks I just have to declare an election where we're going to have an election for what the group chat name is going to be. Everyone gets two votes. Yeah, you can only vote for yourself once.
But you can put 2 votes to someone else if you want. It's a single person.
Yeah. And Nick's here to be a judge to interpret any laws that we have.
I've already had to settle the law of dibs.
Yeah. So yeah.
More than once, apparently.
We have a whole system. I went missing for like a month.
Katie took over when he went missing for a month.
Yeah.
And then Gary...
In the Confederate States of Gary.
Confederate States of Gary convinced me to help take over, and then he killed Katie. And then he killed her again.
By missing, by the way, I mean like I took a break from social media for a month. Just to focus on my health. And in that time, I guess our group chat was fucking wild.
But then he came back, and he found out about the Confederate States of Gary, and AJ messaged me, and he was like, what do I gotta do? And I was like, blow. He goes, I'll give you 2 leaf blowers. I was like, that's it, I'm in.
Yeah, so our group of friends are pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Eventually we'll have a couple of them on this podcast so you can physically see
Or hear.
how dumb we are collectively.
Fairly. We can't find a car, like, in a parking lot separately. Together, him and I are like a normal human brain, though.
It's true. I frequently just forget where I parked, so it's an issue.
Like, we'll walk out and it'll be just straight ahead and we'll both turn in different directions.
Yeah.
And we'll both be wrong. I hope this court case goes really well.
Yeah,
I really hope it goes good.
Me too, given how much time we spent on it. And then we played zombies afterwards.
We did, yeah. Yeah, I did not realize that they turned, Nazi zombies into a fucking Destiny raid.
Oh yeah. So we've been playing World War II zombies, which we know World War II is not like the newest game or nothing, but
No, it's not. It's just the one that we all have.
yeah, because Nick and me have played a bunch of zombies before, as like most people have.
I played like all Call of Duties, pretty much.
Yeah,
Except like the first one to ever actually come out, which was like a PC only.
but
In theory, it could be, but
our other friends don't really play Call of Duty that much. Except for like Gary, And even then,
Helms plays the reboot Modern Warfare multiplayer quite often.
no zombies on that though.
Yeah, there is no zombies, but he still knows how to play it.
Yeah. And so anyway, we all, as anybody does, we just wanted to play zombies. And so our friend Katie just kind of picks up all the free games that she can. So she got World War II for free.
Mm-hmm.
So we just playing through that zombies. And despite all my time playing zombies, I never figured out how to do any of the storylines for one. So this time we were like, well,
they actually gave us objectives, and we're like, whoa, that's new.
Yeah, that makes it pretty easy to be able to figure out
What to do.
Yeah. So we figured out that it really is just like a Destiny raid.
Yeah. By the way, Katie picked up really well on how to play it, like pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of
played
her.
it like 3 times and picked it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a raid now. I remember when progressing the story, as I've said multiple times to everyone else, was like jump on the 6th tile on the stone path, and if you don't jump on the correct tile, you're gonna have to. And this is like the 6th step of a 12-step process. You're gonna have to restart from the beginning.
Mm.
And it was like really complicated shit that didn't tell you what to do.
I used to just like.
And they were just Easter eggs at the time.
Yeah, I only ever played zombies just for like, let's see what's the highest round I can go. Never been,
Yeah.
I was like, let me complete the freaking storyline to this. As I always say, like, the story-based ones I played was like the Alcatraz, not Alcatraz, whatever the prison one was.
Yeah, that's Alcatraz.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I played the Nuketown one. I know there's a storyline to that because there's a whole kill counter on that sign or whatever, but like.
I know there's one. There's Transit, which is its own.
Oh yeah, that one is a base one on
Yeah.
Black Ops 2.
Yeah. Apparently, this one has like episodes. World War II has episodes to it for the zombie storyline.
It does.
Yeah, but it's DLC.
Ah.
But like the game is old now, so if it's cheap, I might check it out.
Yeah, just we have more stuff to do with our friends.
Yeah. Maybe we can turn that into a video series.
Seeing as we're recording, on this particular week, this was a pretty relevant week for video games. That's what we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
Because we had, was it the Nintendo digital thing, whatever?
The Nintendo Direct where they announced
Nintendo
a new
Direct.
Smash character
Which was,
from Xenoblade.
everyone joked about, was supposed to be like some anime waifu with a sword because there's too many sword characters in this game. They gave us exactly that.
Yeah.
So I don't really play Smash or early Nintendo games that often.
Me neither.
My brother's calling me. Fuck. He never does that.
The rad dude himself. That one was for you, Gary.
Sorry, Brandon. Not right now. Doing thing. Am busy.
I'm busy. Overwatch 2. Well, Blizzard was releasing some teasers
Blizzard,
for Overwatch 2 and the
outfit.
progress.
Yeah. We're gonna get guilds now.
Yeah.
Makes me think of Fairy Tail. I don't know if you ever watched Fairy Tail.
Why would I ever watch Fairy Tail?
It's a horrible show.
Exactly. Why would I ever watch Fairy Tail?
Dude, that's a correct stance, but like a lot of our friends for some reason have seen Fairy Tail.
Yeah, that's true.
And they like it for some reason. And what I really find kind of weird is like, so there'd be a lot of people out there angry at me, but my personal stance on subs versus dubs is dubs are fine, you're all just weebs.
Yeah, dubs are fine.
I mean, some do have like pretty bad voice
JoJo's
acting.
pretty bad.
Yeah, JoJo's is absolutely god awful. Not gonna lie, but like they like Katie and Gage pretty much take the stance that like only subs are okay usually. Like, they pretty much just don't.
I didn't know Katie took that stance. I know Gary takes that stance somewhat.
Katie pretty much just takes that stance, but they both like to complain that they wouldn't watch Fairy Tail dub because there's this one specific cat that can talk, and they're like, his English voice is so annoying. It's too squeaky, which it is. It is super annoying. But if you watch the sub, the same cat has this like basically the same annoying voice in there. It's just he speaks Japanese, so you don't think about it as much. But like the voice is equally as annoying. So I'm just like, y'all are just stupid. Yeah. So.
Looking some.
Oh, Gary also won't watch the My Hero dubs. A lot of people think the dub for My Hero is pretty good because he's like, Vegeta shouldn't like be playing All Might.
Who's playing All Might? The
Vegeta's voice actor.
What is so? Are voice actors not allowed to do other voices now?
I'm not sure. I think he's just like, well, Vegeta's a villain. Kind of, sort of. Not really, but like,
I mean, he was
yelling
for, like
person.
2 arcs, I guess.
And then like All Might's the most heroic person. Like they had 2 very different personalities. But I don't know. I think the voice still sounds good.
I mean, I haven't heard the 2, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. I guess while we're on anime, I have this whole
You have beef
complaint.
with the time skips.
Yeah, because I freaking love the Promised Neverland season 1.
I've not seen it.
I won't spoil.
I don't watch anime that much, surprisingly.
Yeah, I won't spoil it like too much here because it's a mystery show, so like everything that happens in there is like kind of a spoiler because you're supposed to find stuff as you go along.
Right.
The basic premise of the show is you start out at an orphanage, and all the orphans are chilling and having a good time, and then one of them gets adopted, but she left her bunny behind. So the main character girl, along with the other like 2 main characters, is like, we should go give her her bunny. And so they go to where they think she is, like being adopted at like the drop-off area. Be like, oh, here's your bunny, and then find her dead. And they're like, why is she dead?
What a twist!
And then demons come out and we're like, yeah, we're gonna eat her.
What a twist!
While they're hiding underneath the truck. So anyway, it's a whole adventure of them trying to escape this orphanage. And season 1 was absolutely 10 out of 10. I would recommend it. Everyone goes watches it. But in season 2, as previously stated, I do not read. However, I am somewhat aware of things that happen in the manga because in season 2 there's like a time skip that I didn't understand. So I was like, well, what happened here? I had to get some context. So apparently, what the show did is it was like, what if we just skipped 60 chapters of manga? Right? Just put in a time skip there and stuff. Apparently they skipped like what's considered to be the fan favorite arc too.
Did this happen in season 1?
And this happens in season 2.
Oh, season 2, okay.
Yeah. Season 1 perfect as is. Season 1 was like, what if we made 20 manga chapters into like, 12 episodes roughly, which is
Right.
not that bad. Apparently, season 2 is like, what if we made like 120 chapters into one season?
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's really rough. So your beef isn't with time skips, it's unnecessary ones that the shows do.
Yeah, like, did no one learn from Tokyo Ghoul where everyone's like, Tokyo Ghoul's amazing? But what if we just had horrible pacing because we're just gonna like marathon through this show?
Tokyo Ghoul did have horrible pacing.
Yeah.
And on its 3rd season.
And so that's what the Promise Neverland's doing, is they're just like,
That's also what Attack on Titan.
10 out of 10 first season, they're like, what if we just absolutely just skipped everything that happens in the show? Get straight to the ending, what if we just ended the season? Apparently, and they have a lot of stuff that happens in the show that apparently just didn't happen in the manga. Because the manga, apparently, the writer was like, yeah, I got rushed, so I didn't get to make the ending I wanted. So I'm going to fix that in the show. But what people didn't realize, what that also meant is he's just going to change everything that happens. Which is like, I don't really have a problem with, but it has to be like sensible changes instead of being like, we're going to skip 60 chapters worth of stuff and just marathon through this. Attack on Titan's recently done the same thing, but it's not as bad because at least they had multiple seasons out and the story was
Already presented.
Yeah, it was pretty well developed, but they did have like this unnecessary time skip that was present in the show that wasn't there in the manga. That led to kind of some confusion over what was going on. But like, I'm not the biggest Attack on Titan fan, so it didn't really hurt me. But I really enjoyed the season 1 of The Promised Neverland, so instead they messed it up. Time skips are okay if used for like
Actual plot.
reasonable purposes. One Piece has a time skip just to make everyone stronger.
Dragon Ball has like 20 of them.
Yeah, that's true. Because they go from Goku being a kid to Goku
Naruto
being a
have any
teenager.
time skips?
Yeah, between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. That's like a different series.
Yeah, and there's 3-year time skip that goes on there. I mean, you could argue it's just a continuation of the same series, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, different JoJo
They
parts all
gave
have
different
huge time
names.
skips, so like,
Yeah.
I feel like if it's like between like actual parts of the show, not like one continuous part of it.
No one gets angry
It's
that the
different.
Dragon Ball Z has a time skip from
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, because it makes sense. Because at the end of Dragon Ball, it's the end of little Goku's story. I guess he's actually like a teenager at that time.
Gets married.
But in between, he gets married and has a kid, and bam.
Well, no, he
he
gets
starts.
married at the very end of Ball.
Oh yeah, and then he has a kid between it.
Yeah. Which
Z starts.
controversial stance. I personally think Dragon Ball, the original series, is the best of them. You can disagree.
I mean, I don't know. I like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z like equally. Not super. That's like pretty low. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Not a fan
There's
of
moments
Super,
in
I
Dragon
agree.
Ball where I'm like, I really like this, and there's moments from Z where I'm like, I really like this.
There's moments of Dragon Ball now that if you go back and watch are pretty cringe, but like, it doesn't bother me too much because I understood it was just a different time frame. Like Master Roshi being like, man, Bulma's like pretty hot and wants your panties and stuff. It's a little
Yeah.
weird given the fact she's a teenager, he's an old man.
Yeah. That's pretty weird.
I remember watching Dragon Ball as a good kid and it didn't bother me that much, but I just thought it was funny, but
The manga has a lot more nudity in it than you would think.
I'll never know. Don't read. Which is always really weird when I'm doing schoolwork.
Because you try to avoid reading.
Yeah, I'll try reading summaries of books first before I ever try like actually. I'll see if I can find like a YouTube video on the subject. I listened to a whole podcast about Vera Figner, which is like this Russian revolutionist, because I had to write an essay on her. I read like 20 summaries of her life, and like listened to a whole podcast just because I was avoiding trying to read her memoirs.
Understandable. I don't want to read much.
I bet her memoirs weren't even that long. I'm just stupid.
I mean, I'll be honest. There's like a French soldier's diary is supposed to read and write an essay on, and like the actual like diary itself is like 50 pages,
Yeah, that's really not that bad.
which isn't that bad. But I don't want to take that time.
Respectable. Oh, can I just say it's weird that we've somehow both ended up in classes about Russia without
Yeah.
like coordinating that at all.
Same setting as well. It's both imperial.
Yeah, I took history of Russia, which is basically just they're like, yeah, we're gonna talk about Imperial Russia, and you're like, you took specifically Imperial Russia class. Here we are,
Yeah.
both learning about
Well,
Peter the
see,
Great.
Mine was like a two-part. There was a history of medieval Russia, which isn't actually Russia. It's Rus, supposedly.
There's a medieval Russia class in
And
my school as
that-
well.
and then that leads into imperial Russia.
Yeah, which I'm sure having the history of like medieval Russia probably would have provided context for me as it's going on in my class. But you know,
And we learned why serfdom rose in it.
yeah,
Which is
finally
pretty important because you learn who
got rid of serfdom.
got rid of serfdom.
You're not there yet though.
No, I'm not.
You have to get through some
Sort of,
Nicholases.
Yeah. And a Peter.
Well, you already learned about Peter, didn't you?
Yeah.
You have to learn about Catherine in there.
Yeah.
Or Catherine the Great. Apparently, this was a strategy used by multiple women leaders, of being like, I'm just never gonna get married once I'm in charge because that might give the power to somebody else. And that's what Catherine the Great did. I forget, there was some Roman chick who got in power during the late antiquity that like invented that strategy.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep your power, you know?
Yeah. Except Catherine the Great was like a chick that was like, I want to sleep with a ton of dudes.
I mean, that was mostly like people in ancient.
Well, that's just people now. At least that's me now.
Yeah, that's just people in general.
Yeah.
Most people.
What happened today, Nick? We need to come up with something to talk about.
I don't know, I only woke up like 2 hours ago.
Great sleep schedule you have.
Yeah, really bad ones.
For reference, it's like 3 o'clock or 2:30.
Yeah, it's like 2:30 right now.
The baby insulted JoJo Siwa.
He did.
JoJo Siwa being what was she on, Disney?
I don't know, Disney or Nickelodeon or something.
Yeah,
like
she's
that.
like a teenage girl
Child,
who
teenage
recently
star.
came out as like LGBT. And the baby, the rapper, for those that don't know.
He just called her a bitch in the video.
Yeah, just randomly was like, JoJo Siwa's a bitch.
Yeah. Now everyone's on Twitter is making fun of him because she's like 2 inches taller than him and richer, apparently.
Just imagine your rap name being the baby. He's like
I-
basically on Baby.
I don't understand you pointing out it's a freestyle.
Yeah.
It's a music video, so you just recorded a track and made a video for it and called it a freestyle. I mean, it could have been a freestyle when you recorded it, but now it's just a normal track.
I mean, there's voiceovers in there, so he like obviously did editing to
Like
it.
they mixed and everything. They went through the whole like process. It wasn't like he was just in the studio rapping.
Yeah.
It's him. He's like driving. I'm assuming probably around LA.
The Baby's an interesting person because like, this is pretty notorious for like most rappers, but like the Baby's committed a lot of crime, like a lot of crime. Specifically, been doing stuff with like firearms and stuff like that. Like he's a pretty
Intense.
yeah, for a guy who's so short and insults teenage women for no reason.
Maybe he just knows not to take himself too seriously.
I would argue he takes himself too seriously.
I don't know. I don't listen to him. I don't want to hear the one freestyle.
They call JoJo Siwa a bitch.
Yeah. Look, all I know about the man is that he's the Baby.
Basically, he's Baby.
I don't have like an issue with him or anything. I just don't know anything about him.
Yeah, I listen to too much rap music. We need an album from Kendrick Lamar soon. I miss him. I miss his music. Now I listen like too much trap music's out there. That's all I have to listen to. I listen to a lot of Post Malone now.
Not Post Malone the Battery.
Oh, I like Post Malone.
Yeah.
I don't actually like hate trap music that much, but I prefer lyricism. What else is going on in our lives? Having surgery soon. Pretty major news. Because I'm dying.
Oh.
Not really, though. Well, I mean, everyone's dying, but...
Inside, outside, everywhere. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. So, I've had a tumor in my face since I was, like, 3 years old. Except I didn't know it was a tumor. I just had, like, kind of like a ball that showed up in my face. And they went and had me get seen by a doctor, and they were like, it's a cyst, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you don't really need to get rid of it. So, you're looking at me really weird right now.
I'm hearing your story about your face. I gotta look at your face to know what you're referring to.
You're giving me those fuck me eyes, and I was like, right here, right now?
Yeah. I gotta. Oh, my eyes blurred off my left one. Now I can't see, so go on.
Takes off glasses. I am blind. There's 2 feet in front of me.
My left eye started blurring up. I was like, oh, that's not good. Go on with your face. I have to envision where the
yeah, so they said it
ball
was a cyst on my face, and then when I was like 16, I was like, well, we should probably get this like actually looked at because it's been in my face like a long time now.
Well, that's like longer than you should have a cyst in your face for.
Yeah.
Like, even though it wasn't a cyst, you really shouldn't have a cyst just sitting in your face.
So I was like 16.
For like 13 years.
Someone checked out my face, and I forget exactly what they said. They said it was like the vascular blood vessel thinking of bobber, and they were like, it's no problem, you'll be fine. Doesn't need to be removed. You're all good. You're Gucci gang. And then I was like, well, I guess I'm Gucci gang then.
If the doctor tells me
that I'm Gucci gang.
I'm Gucci gang, then I'm Gucci gang.
Yeah.
What else is there? Like, how could you not understand Gucci
gang.
gang?
And then when I was like 21 years old, like it just started like really, really growing, kind of started hurting. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go get this checked out again. And so they're like, okay, we'll get surgery and remove it. So I was in the middle of a surgery, which, for reference, because it's in my face, they don't knock you out. They're like, we're gonna numb the spot and you're gonna stay awake while we just cut into your face.
Oh, they didn't do like that, like kind of half, kind of in and out.
No. They just numb the spot. They're like, you're staying awake.
And went right
and
in
they
there.
used scissors to keep my mouth open because they went from the inside of my mouth.
You know, why would you? I feel like there's so many other tools besides scissors to do that.
Yeah, it was really uncomfortable, and I was like really scared the whole time. Like I knew I was about to get stabbed because of cutting my face, but I was like scared I'd stab myself like some other way. So imagine this: I'm awake while someone's cutting into my face, and there's this moment where I can see on the surgeon's face where he's not sure what he's doing. And I was like, huh. And I know, I was like, well, maybe that's just his face.
Maybe he just is permanently confused.
And then he hits me with, that a tumor? Which, let me say, is rather unprofessional. To be like, in the middle of a surgery, to like, in a very confused voice, be like, is that a tumor? Because I'm awake, and I'm like, I can't talk. I'm just like, you are saying some words right now, sir.
I mean, to be fair, he went into that surgery thinking it was something completely different.
Yeah.
So you can't blame him for when he starts getting to the problem and realizing, this is not what I've been told.
But still, you gotta understand from my perspective, that's fucking scary. That I'm in the middle of surgery while a guy's stabbing my face, and he's now confused, and the words he gives me is that a tumor? I went in not thinking I had a tumor. Like, do I have cancer? Have I had cancer like my whole life?
In your face?
Yeah. And so anyway, he continues just stabbing stuff out of my face. And just removes it. And I'm just sitting there like, I guess he knows what he's doing because he's just continuing going after this point. So afterwards, like a day later, I get out. They stitch up your face. It feels kind of weird because it's like kind of a hole in my face at the time, but it's just gonna heal up. Yeah. And get a call being like, okay, so we removed as much as we could. However, you have a tumor in your face, and we could not get all of it, which means it's gonna come right back. And I was like, huh. You're like, yeah, we didn't think it was that. So, do what you will with that information, I suppose. That we had a pretty unsuccessful surgery, which gave you a scar on the inside of your face. So then they
didn't even eliminate the problem.
Yeah. So then they had to refer me to like a specialist to be like, look, we're gonna remove this tumor out of your face, but we need to wait like a year because right now they cut out most of it. It's like really freaking small, so it'd be hard to see it when we go in there.
So we need it bigger.
Yeah, so we need to wait for it to come back. Also, and they did tell me it was non-cancerous, so I was like, okay, that's pretty dope. They also hit me with, so there's the one big tumor in your face. I was like, interesting statement.
One. That implies there's more.
Yeah, they were like, there's a bunch of tumors in your face, and I was like, that's a weird statement as well.
Can we define what a bunch is?
They didn't give me the number. They just told me there's a bunch in there, but there's only the one that's big enough for me to actually feel. So apparently that was the thing, and they're like, and so having surgery on the one big one though is kind of risky. And I was like, well, why is that? And they're like, it's like right on your facial nerve.
I was gonna say, is it on the nerve?
Yeah.
Because you have that nerve in your along your jaw.
They're like, when we go to remove it, there's something like a 5% chance that we might damage the nerve and paralyze your face. And I was like, I don't like any of those words. Those are all rather rough words. And so, yeah, a year's passed, and now, like, in a month or two, get to go have surgery and have, like, whatever percent chance.
It's rough.
Yeah? So that's what's going on in my life. You got any less intense news?
No.
All my news is pretty intense.
I got nothing. I just don't got news.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have like a white, like, what would you call it? Like, bundle on my nerves in my left eye.
What'd you just say to me?
Like it's like a little white, like, I don't know, growth on the nerves in my left eye apparently.
How'd you find that out?
I went to the Sam's Club. Saw the, what do they call it? I got my eyes checked out. As you know, my eyes.
From an optometrist or something?
Yeah, my eyes have basically decayed as my life has gone on. And she looked in my right eye and she was like, oh, that looks pretty decent. And she looked at my left eye and she was like, oh yeah, there's something in your nerves in there. And I was like, so is that like good or bad? And she's like, well, it should be fine. And I was like, you just said should. To me, I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I have floaters in this eye, so like, is there something wrong with my left eye right now? I can still see out of it just fine. It's equally as bad as my right eye, so.
Medical professionals are so odd.
I mean, she got me the proper prescription for my eyes on like the last eye place I went to, so that's nice. These are some really nice fucking glasses.
I think what I've come to the conclusion of, like, because I have doctors in my family, is like, doctors, like, we perceive them to be like much smarter than a normal person, but like they're really just like normal people who did a lot of schooling. So like in
Yeah.
normal real life situations, like they're really smart at the subjects that they study. Like they know so much about medicine and just all that kind of stuff. But in like common sense section, they're just an average person. They do stupid things.
Yeah. Yeah. Like saying it should be fine.
Yeah.
Or is that a tumor? Or only one tumor?
Yeah. Let me just clarify, I'm not that scared. I've had more dangerous surgeries before. Had heart surgery.
I also feel like I should point out, because you know when you fill out the you have to fill out the sheet for the eye place.
Uh-huh.
I specifically was like, yeah, I have like floaters just showing up in my eye, like in my left eye. It was never addressed. It's like, I'm gonna be honest, like they're showing up, and I'm kind of curious why I'm getting them all of a sudden.
Yeah, you should probably see somebody. Well, I guess you did.
I did. And I was told there's like a bundle of my nerves in there, or whatever it's called.
And it should be fine.
It should be fine. I was like, that didn't address the floaters showing up. It's like, I still got them now. I'm looking at one.
You think this is?
You might not be able to tell, but I'm looking at one.
You think it's like this in other countries, or do you think this is like specifically an American kind of medical problem?
I don't know. I hear so many different things about other places and other medical situations in other places.
Yeah. Could be worse.
Free healthcare.
Worse.
That's all I've got about
Yeah, free healthcare. That's a thing that people talk about.
About other countries, they say is like shitty in America is that we have to pay for healthcare.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never been to another country, as far as I'm aware.
I was born in a different country. I can't really speak on their like medical insurance because I was a kid. Kid me wasn't like really obsessed with politics, weirdly enough. I feel like most kids aren't.
Neither was Kid Me.
Yeah.
Kid Me was like, what's up?
Oh, I guess we're gonna talk about politics. Can we talk about the fact that Ted Cruz is probably the first Mexican ever to be like, I'm leaving Texas to go to Mexico due to ICE?
So what happened with that? Like, you messaged that to me today. I was like, I'm not caught up on current events.
Oh, did you not hear about Ted Cruz going to Cancun?
No.
Oh, okay. So, as you're aware, Texas is getting tons of blizzards.
It's a joke. Okay, yeah, no, but he's like on his vacation or whatever.
Yeah, a ton of like
Oh yeah, I've heard
blizzards
that.
and
We talked
stuff.
about it the other day because people were mad at him for it or whatever.
Yeah. So Texas is pretty much like messed up due to the cold right now. I actually have family in Texas, and they have a place called Bobby's Burgers, and it's apparently just like covered in snow right now, so they just can't open up. I had two cousins who like power went out in their apartment, so they had to like drive all the way back home, which is a different place in Texas, like back to their parents' place. To go stay with them. They're like, it's like -10, and we have no heat.
It's rough.
Yeah. So it's kind of rough, and I believe it was like Rick Perry, the governor or something, was like, us Texans should just be like willing to like go without power just to keep the federal government out of here.
Need federal aid.
Yeah.
He's very anti-government.
He was. Well, that's just Texas attitude in general. Which
Well, Texas thinks it's its own country.
you gotta respect him a little bit for it.
They're just committed to it.
Yeah.
They've committed, and I respect them for that. They've committed.
They stick to their word, like undoubtedly. And so it's kind of weird, one of your government officials is like, yeah, we should all be willing to stick it out, and then Ted Cruz is like, I'm going to Cancun. I personally actually don't blame him that much, because if I was in that situation, I'd probably been like, well, why would I want to be here where there's no power and it's cold, when I could be in Cancun? And honestly, like, most of his work's done online. He could just do like the same amount from Cancun that he could do in Texas.
Yeah.
Because what's he
With
gonna
power.
do? He can't control the weather, He's like, what's his face from That 70s Show, Caruso, who was like, well, I can't control the weather, Jackie. Ted Cruz is just like, well, I can't control the weather, Texas. Though I can understand, it's a conflict from what your, government officials are telling you.
Yeah. The world is really just going to shit. 2021 was supposed to be better.
I mean, 2021 so
At least
far
we
it's
didn't
been
start off
bad.
with a World War III, so there's that.
Yeah, 2020 was god awful. R.I.P. Kobe. That was probably like that's weird for me to explain to you, given the fact you're not like a sports fan, but you understand who he is.
I know who he is.
Yeah. But like, you know.
Look, if there's any sport that I understand a bit about,
Yeah.
it's that one.
Well, yeah, you understand the sport, but like, you're trying to explain to people like their friend group, like when most like celebrities die, you know how you get like kind of sad even though you didn't really know. Like for me, the saddest like celebrity death I had to go through was like Kobe dying.
Rough.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Katie is like, Kobe, the country singer? Because she knows that little about sports that she's like, Kobe was a country singer.
She's a gift to us all sometimes.
I love her. She the bestest.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I think of like shitty things that happened in 2020, I think, you know, COVID first, obviously.
I mean, I think about how we almost started World War III.
That happens all the time.
We got pretty close.
Yeah.
There's some missiles being launched.
Yeah, was it like North Korea, like bombs over Hawaii that happened for like 20 minutes?
I know that. We killed another government.
Oh yeah.
General, I believe.
Yeah. Actually,
he's planning to
the North
attack the U.S.
Yeah, the North
apparently.
Korea bomb thing might actually happen like 2019 or 2018.
Yeah. Wasn't that like just a false alarm?
No,
Hawaii?
North Korea
Or was
actually
there, like,
shot
an
off a
actual
bomb. It wasn't at Hawaii, but it went over
thing?
Hawaii.
That might have been in 2020.
Was it? Either way, I know that North Korea shot a bomb. It went over Hawaii, and Hawaii, like, had a bunch of, you know, alarms going off telling every citizen, you know, they were getting messages on phones, all that was on TV. Like, hey, there's a bomb coming. Be prepared. And so that had to be the weirdest 20 minutes of their lives, because they all think they're about to die. So like, I read a whole story about like one guy being like having he had two kids in like different areas, and so he had to pick which one he wanted to go drive to be with when he dies. What a rough time to have to go through for a false alarm.
The one in 2018.
Maybe. But yeah,
That one was an error. It was false.
it?
It never happened. There was no missile. The dude just messed up and accidentally sent it out.
Was that a thing?
Yeah.
Huh.
Here's how people in Hawaii reacted to a false ballistic missile alarm. Hawaii was like after the false nuclear alarm. Hawaii panics after alert about incoming missiles sent in error.
Huh. I was always under the impression that like actually have. I have to double check on this. Do they have like multiple? Because I guess there was like one actual one. Anyway. 2020, rough time.
Yeah. Everything got shut down.
I didn't get to move into dorms.
I got to move out of dorms.
Yeah.
That was pretty good for me. Multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Tested everyone's true friendships.
Did it? My friendships pretty much stayed.
No, my friendships. I'm referring to mine.
Oh.
Yeah, made one friend out of Sierra.
Hi Nick, we're at the 43-minute mark. You ready to end this, or you have something you're just passionate you have to tell the world about right now? Subscribe to Nick's OnlyFans.
My dog is asleep.
Alright guys, this has been another episode of our podcast Bigfoot, where we talk about video games.
Anything but Bigfoot.
Anything but Bigfoot.
Maybe we'll find video games with Bigfoot in it.
Huh.
Maybe we'll do that.
Maybe you can like review like a movie of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Because we've done that, like we've talked about Bigfoot movies before.
The man who killed Hitler and the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And
We'll watch it like a bunch of documentaries.
Yeah. I guess we can watch Primal. I
Yeah.
have access to that now, I think.
Your dad argued with me about Bigfoot existing. Maybe we can have him like be on the
I
podcast.
think he wants to. I think he really wants to argue about Bigfoot.
Yeah.
He liked our argument about Bigfoot.
Oh, because he listened to the
He
first
listened
one.
to the first one.
Did he? He really enjoyed that.
He did. That and me calling you AJ Bacon is what he enjoyed the most. From what I saw of him watching it shortly.
Well, tell him this is another good one. He can listen to this. You know, we talk about video games. You understand? All right, we're getting out of here, boys.
Bye, everyone.